Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to do a sourcing, cherry picking haul video. I have a ton of fun stuff planned for this video, so definitely make sure you're hanging around. First up, we're gonna head to the Goodwill bins and I'm gonna see, fingers crossed, that they have books out and do some sourcing there. And then we're going to start heading our way about an hour and a half in the opposite direction that I normally source to go pick up an amazing haul, which I'm gonna share more details with you guys soon because it is such a good haul. I'm so excited. But since I'm driving out in a way that I normally go and through cities that I never go to, I figured I should probably stop along the way at the Goodwills and thrift stores that I come across. So we're going to be doing some cherry picking at stores that I've never shopped at likely. We're going to grab, of course, the large haul, and we're going to be, of course, hitting the Goodwill bin. So I'm just going to kind of share my day with you. It is Wednesday, so if you're seeing this, this is actually the day before. I'm filming this pretty real time. So we're going to go bins, to the office, drop off our goodies, clear out our car, and make room for anything else that we can pick up along the way on our way to our amazing haul. All right, moment of truth. Do they have books out yet? And they do. They do have a couple bins. Sometimes I find a book that I know notoriously has damage to it and I have to look inside, and this is normally broken. This color wheel, it is almost always missing from this beautiful like Usborne colors book, which I hate passing because it's so cute. But this one actually has the wheel intact, so we can grab this one. This is really cute little parent planner. It's like a guide just for like kind of keeping track of your household. It's really cute. Ooh, this is a Frozen graphic. That's exciting. That's really cool. Damage. Sometimes damage is sneaky. You gotta keep an eye out. I grabbed a few things there. I'm gonna go ahead and go through these things, see if there's something I want. I didn't do like a huge pick through, but I did enough to see, a good bit. I can tell it's nothing really too crazy today. A lot of kids' books. So I would rather spend my time cherry picking elsewhere and treasure hunting elsewhere. So we're gonna go ahead and cash out with all of this and head on our way. So we are at the office because I need to drop all of this stuff off. If you don't know this, being a reseller just means you're constantly gonna have inventory in your car. For me, it's been having Pikachu and Blue in my car for like a week. They're so stinking cute. But they need to come inside. I need to grab all of this stuff and bring it in so that we can have a clear car to go on this little road trip in.
We need to clean up on aisle 13.
Just got everything into the office and wanted to give you all just a little context as to why we're driving out this far, why I source like this. For one, I am a full-time reseller, but particularly I'm a full-time book reseller. That is definitely my main niche, and that is where my focus always is. So I'm constantly putting feelers out and trying to find ways to get more books into my possession. Now, as you may know or may not know, the Goodwill in my area has been highly unreliable. There are days they don't even put bins out for like an hour or two when they're open. You have to kind of sit around and wait. Sometimes I'll drive away and go to a different Goodwill and then come back and then they'll be out. It's been very okay stuff. Like there are days that I go in and I clean up and it's amazing. And then there are more often than not days I go in and it's just kind of and that's kind of what you saw today, which was me doing a very quick pick through because those books were just very okay. And it just wasn't really worth my time spending there digging through all of that stuff. There are times that it's worth it to just dig because you never know what you're going to find. And there are times that you need to cut your losses and move on to the next thing. And so we're moving on, but I want to let you guys know what we are doing, what our mission is for the day. So we are going to pick up this Facebook haul. I'll go ahead and put an image here. Hopefully you guys can see. It is about 48 books that are in great condition, good to great condition. And they're all just popular books, like the types of books for me that sell for upwards of $8, $10, $12, $15, $20 a piece. So they are books that are highly worth it. I'll show you up close on this one book right here, The Wolf King. This book sold in my winter picks show last week for $44. So I definitely want to get another copy of that. It seems like something that people were really highly looking into, and just the books in general that this seller has are just top tier. So we are driving an hour and it looks like about 28 minutes out. We're going to basically be going through the middle of nowhere. I'm just going to go through over this beautiful bridge, crossing over the James River into kind of the country. There looks to be maybe a couple, like a CHKD or two along the way. And then we'll be into the city that we're going to pretty quickly. It's only an hour and a half. So it's just country roads and then that, which is fine. It'll be a beautiful day for it. It's gorgeous day outside. I'll try to do like a time lapse for you guys too, so we can drive along together. And then it looks like it would be smarter for me to take this other route back home. So I'll probably go down that route, which will take me through Richmond, which has Goodwills and stuff. And it'll take me through basically Williamsburg, which I'm super familiar with. I used to live in Williamsburg. So I know there's a couple Goodwills up there that I haven't hit in a while. So I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. I'm definitely happy to go on a road trip today. I love sourcing days like this. So let's go ahead and basically get on the road. I'm not going to have a lot of updates until I hit the thrift store. So it's going to be a lot of like boom, bop, bam in today's videos, just kind of random little clips all segmented together. You're following me along in the day, but it's not a vlog. So I'm not taking you through every single thing I'm doing. I'm really just trying to highlight the sourcing that I'm doing so you can see the cherry picking I'm doing, the types of books I'm picking up, how much maybe I'm paying for. I'll try to tell you some of the things, some of the prices of books that I think maybe like what I'll get back. I'll try to talk about the returns. So I'm going to just try to make this more of like a sourcing heavy video, less of a vlog style. All right, let's go ahead and head off to Petersburg, an hour and a half away. So crazy. I'm just getting across the bridge and I see a sign for Smithfield book sale and I'm like, I feel like I would have known about that. I stalk the Bookfinder like website all the time for local sales, and I feel as though something like that I would have put in the calendar to come to, but it starts today. Here's a screenshot of it. It literally starts today. I'm going there 100%. I'm already over here in Smithfield. It's about maybe a 5-7 minute detour from kind of the path I was already taking, but that is the point of going on this big book haul, is that I'm going to be taking detours for all of these other little thrift stores. But this is awesome. Day one of a book sale. Super excited. I've never been to this Friends of the Library either, so we'll see. But this is like a big annual book sale, so let's go. Before we get to that book sale, we are at our first actual thrift store, which is the DAV. Holy moly, they've got a big book section. I have never been here. I've actually never shopped their book selection before. Holy cow, they have a ton of stuff. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I'm gonna start searching and I will show you guys some of the goodies I find. Oh my gosh, I already see some really good stuff. Exciting. So far what I'm noticing is it does look like most of the hardback books are $2.98 and then most of the paperback books are $1.98, which is not horrible, but pretty standard, I feel like, for a lot of these types of stores, which is going to kind of depend on finding books that are really desirable in really good, clean condition like this one. This one's like almost like new condition. So I think for $2.98, that one's okay. I Yeah, unfortunately, I already can see I'm leaving a few things behind that I would normally pick up, but just due to the price, I can't justify it. Okay, so this is a good one. So this is a book series that I can never find more than like book 1 to, and I know people ask me about it quite often, so I think I could justify 3 on that one. I feel like I get asked about that one often enough, and people are always looking for more in that series than I ever can come across. So just a quick tip as far as sourcing goes, when you are coming across vast shelves like this that you've never sourced, you want to go up and down every single shelf. Don't try to scan the tops and the bottom. Just go horizontally across each shelf and just look at every single book. Take a second to soak it in. See, here's another like good author I would pick up, but not at $3. And just like take him in, see what you're working with. Like some good Nora, just some good stuff. Little Jody, just can't. And then you go down to the next aisle, and when you've been doing it for a long time, you get pretty quick. I definitely do go really fast, I feel like. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go over here to kind of like the paperback section, or I guess not as many adult hardbacks. And right off of the bat, we do have a great copy of Songbirds and Snakes here, but not going to be worth it. Same thing with this Harry Potter, just not really going to be worth it. Now, what I do see something that's worth are these, oh, they're jacketless. These are House of Night. These do really, really well. Like this is one earlier in the series, so I don't really need this one. I find this one often enough, but these are later. They don't have jackets. So for $2, I am gonna have to pass on that. This looks kind of good. I might have to look that one up. $3. I can't. It's too much, especially going on a day where I'm going to be sourcing all day. I genuinely have to be so mindful, because $3 a book is a lot. That is definitely more than I tend to want to spend. So, all right. Maybe it's not looking as good as I thought. I thought I was about to leave here with like a ton of stuff, but looking at the prices, oh, some good looking stuff. Manga. All right, I'm gonna finish up here and then I will just show you guys what I ended up grabbing. All right, not a great haul on that first one. $6.36 after tax. Just not where I really want to be spending money on books. I went ahead and did that just because I know that per book on those I can get at least $5, maybe $6 even on the Nora, potentially if it goes to auction. So I know it's worth it. So this library is definitely out of the way, which is why I do not come here. But look, annual mega book sale. So this must be a big one. I'm really excited to see what it even looks like in here. I've just never been to this library before. Thank you.
The one that you were on yesterday? Roger that.
Let's see. Take $1 off sticker prices, $5 and below. Take $2 off sticker prices, $6 and below. Look how pretty this one is. Got some Colleen Hoovers here. Little Carly. Alright, so they've got some good stuff here. I'm just curious. They got Archer's Voice. How the rest of it goes. It looks like, let's see. We've got some more here. On this cart here as well. Maybe. Looks like a little over here as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start browsing. I did bring in some bags. Oh gosh, There's more down there too. What the librarian just told me is that pretty much there's all of these books as well as a whole nother room down there full of books, and it's fill a bag for like $7. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start picking over here some of the things I know that I want. I'm gonna go back to that special table at the end when I can see how much I've already spent, because some of those are just a little priced too high, but I still think a lot of them are worth it. So let's go ahead and start grabbing.
Okay. Look. What's your name? And then of course the free stuff goes down. We'll check on Becky.
All right, and then back here in the media room is supposedly, yes, a ton more stuff. So cool.
There it is.
All right, I picked a few more to fit into a bag. I think I'm still gonna have to get some from in there, but I did grab these 4 that were individually priced. They're all gonna be $1 off, so it'll be 3, 2, 2, and 2 on the cohos. So definitely grab those. The other ones were either too overpriced or had too much wear for the cost. That was so disappointing. To call yourself an annual mega book sale. There were a lot of books there, but they were crap. And it was very annoying that all of the really good books they knew, and not only had they priced some of them up like right to where they should have been, but they were pricing some of them way higher. There was books in there for $15. I'm sorry, but no. I did end up getting just in the $7 bag, like, I don't know, I'll have to count, but it was at least 20 to 25 books. So I know I got a lot worthwhile in there, and I think 3 or 4 of them were book of the months. So like very well worth my time to stop off. I know I'll make good money off of that, but I was just expecting to pick up like 4 bags. We have a local library sale like this near my house. It's 5 minutes from my house. They do it once a year, same style as this, 4 days out of the week. They do it like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it's insane. And they bring out books every day, new books. Like I can go every day and fill up bags on bags on bags. It's insane. So a little bit different, but it's fine. I'm glad we made the stop, but let's go ahead and continue on. We're about an hour away from our pickup, and I think there is going to be maybe 1 thrift store on the way, and then we'll do the pickup, and then we'll do some more thrift stores. All right, we made it at least to the little city that we're gonna be in. The Walmart that I'm meeting for the pickup is just down there, and there is a CHKD and a Goodwill. Like the Goodwill is also just right there. So I'm gonna hit up the CHKD and the Goodwill first, and then we will pick up. I do typically avoid sourcing at CHKD because their pricing is so out of control. They overprice their books historically every CHKD I've ever been to. So I'm interested to see in a small town what CHKD prices look like. Right off the bat on the bottom, I am seeing a few book of the months, and it looks like they are priced at $1.98. Let's see, $1.98. That's not bad. $1.98. Seeing here, so that's not terrible. A couple of book of the months there right off the bat. Let's see, anything else good down here? Ooh. Oh my golly day, $5. This is a kid's book. $5, my goodness gracious. Ridiculous. $5. See, some of their books, let's see how much they have their manga. $4 for manga. The CHKD really gets me because it's one of the few like organizations that I really like want to support more. And I just can't with books. Maybe with clothes from time to time, but books, my goodness gracious, are terrible. What do they have on these like little vintage guys? $3. Another book of the month. Still, that says $1.98, right? I'm like looking, I'm like, wait, is this supposed to be like $4.98? Okay, that one's $2.98. Let's see, $1.98. Yeah, definitely looks like I'm just going to be leaving a ton behind. There's some good books here. It's just the pricing on them. I wish CHKD would lower their prices. I really, really do. It drives me crazy. Okay, so I did find all of these. It was a good little book of the month haul, except I might leave, this one's not book of the month, but it's still worth it. I might leave this one $3. I normally sell book of the months for $5, and that just isn't going to work for me. A $2 profit. I just try to avoid those things. Let's see, what's this little Hogwarts journal? That's cool. $3. Let's look at some of their other kids' books they have here. Another Amulet. Is it also $5? This one's $4. And that's a good one. $7. But I sell my graphics for $3. So I just can't do stuff like that. Like their kids' books are completely not even worth looking at for me. So I'll just take these ones. Not terrible. This is actually a really large Goodwill, so I am hopeful to find some goodies in here. Oh, their book section's like really teeny tiny. All right, I'm just gonna walk. I don't think I'm gonna need a cart. Their book section is very small. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that has a $4 sticker on it. Are their books not individual? They are. Yeah, hardbacks are $2, paperbacks $1, children's $1. So that's, or 50 cents. So that's pretty normal. I mean, it's a small town, so I guess I shouldn't expect a giant selection of books. This isn't the right printing that normally is found in this style, so I know that's a good book. It's not the style of printing I like to pick up for those. Then you just end up with people with mismatching printings, and they do not like that. So and also, I know it probably seems like I'm going super fast, but I promise you, I am looking at every single book. I know what I'm looking for. If this is something you're new to and sourcing books is new for you, we got some Harry Potter coloring books. We'll have to look at those. You know, take your time. Don't rush. I'm not rushing. I'm just this quick. I just flipped through both of these and they are unused, so I'm definitely going to grab those. Those are only 50 cents each, so that's a great deal. And then I'm going to look up this book. I'm just like double checking. Might look this one up too. This looks good. But this book and this one, We Are Satellites, I don't know. They look kind of good, but I'm going to look those up real quick. All right, I just want to show you how I look these books up real quick. So the first one was the We Are Satellites by Sarah Pinsker. 3.66 with 3,000 ratings. Definitely looks like sci-fi vibes. I think I might pass on this one. It's in great shape, but for $1, I don't know. Maybe I'll grab it. I might grab it. It's just $1. All right, let's check this other one. Green Darkens. Anya Seton. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so it's almost a 4-star rating, almost 7,000 views. Unforgettable story of dying love, mysticism, mystery, suspense, romance. Yeah. So see those topics like mysticism, suspense, mystery, romance. Those are popular, and this one is in really good shape. So let's go ahead and grab those. So that app is Goodreads, if you didn't get a chance to see that, Goodreads. And it is a great app for looking stuff up quickly and getting reviews. The app has glitches itself sometimes and can be obnoxious to use, but it is just good for referencing, seeing how liked the book is. Something kind of looks cool, but you're just not sure. Use Goodreads, double check it, just see if it's something that is worthwhile picking up. I kind of want to pick this up. I don't know if they would charge me $1 or if they would charge me 49 cents. If they charge me 49 cents, I might get it. If it's $1, I might pass, but it's really cool. It's like a black notebook. So, all right, let's go ahead and head to checkout. So she did give that notebook to me for 49 cents, but what's crazy is that they did have these individually priced, like I said, but I know that sometimes books are individually priced there, but the books also have a set price. And so kind of crazy. She's like, oh, they're supposed to be, but I'm going to give them to you for 49 cents. I was like, all right, thank you. Because I mean, $4 for a coloring book. You just definitely have to keep in mind that resale value. I will sell those coloring books for usually $4 each. So I couldn't buy them for $4 each and have any profit margins on it. So definitely just make sure you're sourcing smartly, buying low, selling higher. Obviously reselling 101, but just like don't fall victim to being like, well, I'll just get them anyway. Nope. I'll put them back, but she was like, yeah, no, they're 49 cents. They're kids' books. It's fine. Thank you. Alrighty, now let's go to our pickup. Let's go see what books I'm going to get. I'll try to do my best to give you as much of a preview of them as I can. And yeah, let's go get them. All right, I just did the pickup. I didn't record anything because, sometimes people are weird about being recorded and I didn't really want to ask, but she gave me the bags and I'll just go ahead and show you some of the items that are in here the best that I can. Foremost, she gave me 2 Marshall's bags. We love reusable bags. I'm a reusable bag person, so came with 2 reusable bags, but let me show you this first book. This is the one I really wanted to talk to you about. She ironically put it on top. The Wolf King by Lauren Ralph Freeman. This book sold for $44 in my last winter pick show. $44. So that was one of the items that were in there. And let's see if we can look at some of the spines here. You guys see some of that stuff in there? Lots of fantasy, lots of romance, lots of very popular titles. Let's see if I can get you guys in there. So lots of good stuff. I am going to go ahead and repack these because when I'm driving, they will end up falling. These bags are just, they're great, but they're just tall and there's not enough books in there to hold them stable. So I'm going to repackage those real quick and then we'll be heading on our way. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and go a opposite way from the way that I came. Since I already hit the thrift stores on the way, I'm going to go back an opposite way and hit all the thrift stores back on the way home. So of course, take you guys along with that, show you what else we find. Not very many goodies today. Honestly, had we not hit that library sale, I would only have like 10 books in the car. So good to know that that thrift route isn't anything I'm super missing out on, but let's see what we can find on the way home. Goodwill, we're shopping at Goodwill. Hoping to find more than, so my goal for this Goodwill is for us to find more than 3 books. More than 3 books. That's all I ask. Ooh, I peep quite a large book section back there. Pretty large selection. I see right off of the bat, a lessons in chemistry. All right. Let's see what else we can find. Another book of the month. Make a little pile down here. Has a little bit of water damage on the back. I think someone spilled coffee on it, unfortunately. But I don't want to. Don't want to be an adult. Ooh. Okay, we've got our 3 already, guys. Look that one up. Also, just a side note, you guys might be thinking, wow, she's really scanning past a lot of books, and like there's so many things I would pick up, or as like a buyer, maybe you're thinking, oh wow, I would want to buy that book, and I totally understand, but I am very selective when I'm cherry picking.
Sitting the floor daily, there's always something new and exciting to be discovered at Goodwill. Update your spring wardrobe or home decor without spending a fortune.
Another book of the month. I just also noticed, you guys may not know what book of the month is. It is this BOTM. You'll see it here. These were released every month. A selection of books is released. It's a subscription book box. People can pick their selections and they will be sent directly to their door. They pay for the month for their selections every month. It's like I said, a subscription box. But they sell really well. I always sell them for at least $5, so they do sell well. Gosh, they have a lot of books. That is crazy. I almost didn't come. I was like, it's a little bit of a detour. I'm not going to come to this one. Glad I did. They've got a good selection. Definitely going to be looking a good bit of these up that I'm picking up. I can just tell by kind of looking at them. They look good, but I need to just confirm, make sure they're not part of a series. You never want to just pick up a bunch of random books that are in the middle of a series without the first one or so, because, you know, sometimes people are not going to buy it because you don't have the first one. Some things you can get away with, but a lot of stuff you really want to make sure it's not just like book 3 of a series or something like that. Kind of important. All right, man, we got a whole nother stack here. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize Goodreads again to look these up and see if there's something I want to pick up. So I'll show you guys that. So this one only has 123 reviews, but it does have some a 4-star, and it looks good and it's in really good condition, so we'll go ahead and put that in our grab pile. Harlan Coben is an author I definitely don't typically pick up very often, but as you can see here, standalone, over 4 stars, looks to be 105,000 ratings, definitely going to be a pickup. So he's an author I need to kind of start keeping an eye out for again. Lost Jewels, thrilling story, family secret that leads to legendary treasure. Yeah, that looks good, and that book's in good condition. Ashes and Roses. Oh, Ashes of Roses. Goodreads is very particular. You do need to make sure that you're typing in the exact title. It is obnoxious. Let's see, was that one? I think so. MJ Och. Yeah, that one looks good. Ellis Island. It's a good theme. People like immigration, World War, those kinds of things. So here's one of these books. Okay, so I have of Darkness and Light. I also have The Other Cipher and Hidden Masterpiece. Perfect. So I can see I have books 1, 2, and 3 of this Solely Hansen mystery series. It does look like there is a 4th book, so I probably will pop back over there just to double check that I didn't miss that 4th one, which was, what was it called? Brushstrokes from the Past. But I'm definitely going to pick up these 3. All right, a couple more here. We have Bluebird by Sharon Cameron. Yep, that's an instant pickup. We've got The Lamp Lighters by Emma Stonix. Haunting True Story. Yep, definitely gonna grab that. I'm a fast reader too, so it may take you a little longer to decipher these synopsises, and that's totally okay. I know what I'm looking for, you know? So this is a series, Fatherless. Long predicted to be more for first human history. Yeah, it's kind of like a sci-fi vibe. It's in decent enough condition. So yeah, I'll snag that one. And then we have Rage by Cora Carmack. And you can see right there, book 2, Stormheart. So I'm going to pass on that one because that's the only one that's there. And then we have All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. Yeah, 255,000 reviews. That is a very well-read, highly enjoyed book. 4.3 stars. That is going to be one of our highest finds of the day. So I would say I definitely found at least 3 books. That was a great stop. Really, really good stuff in here. So definitely going to be a good return on our investment on this big old stack of books. Let's go ahead and check out. And cost-wise, we're looking at, this is a kid's book down here. It is a Harry Potter kids book that I happened to find. But you're looking at probably like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, like about $30-ish for this whole stack here. And I did tell you guys I was going to give you some of the costs that were charged for some of these books. So a lot of these like young adult stuff is going to be like 3 to 4. Some of the hardcovers here, especially the book of the month, will be 5, and then maybe some of these ones down here will even be 6. So 2 to 6, 2 to 5, and then 1 to like 3 or 4 is about the return. That is one of my favorite things about cherry picking a store that I've never been to or don't get to frequent. You are gonna walk in and you're typically gonna find a ton of stuff. Obviously the first few stores today were not very good, but that one was the Redeemer. We picked up so much, $30 for all those goodies. Definitely a great grab. Glad I stopped and made the detour. On to the next one. I made it kind of close to home. I'm still about 35 minutes from home, which means I'm in a city that I don't come to very often to source. So first up, I'm gonna hit the Restore, which is like the Habitat for Humanity. We call it the Restore here in Virginia, and they tend to have good stuff. My partner actually comes here once a week almost and tends to look at the books and pick out a few good ones, and I never come here, so I'm gonna go in and see what I can find today, and then I'm gonna go to the Goodwill up here that I never go to, and then I'll be done sourcing for the day. And then at the end of this video, I am going to recap how much I spent exactly on that book order, how much per book it came out to, why I bought it, what the benefit of driving that far was for those types of books, and just kind of break it down for those of you guys that may not be familiar with, particularly like the dark romance, popular romance, modern fantasy type of stuff. That stuff just sells really, really well. So I'm going to break that down for you and kind of explain the value in there in those books. But let's go ahead and head on in and see what we can find. They always have some of the best stuff out here. I love. We've definitely found good stuff for our home at this location before. But yeah, if you've never been in one of these, it's the Habitat for Humanity's thrift store, basically. They have furniture, random tools, like oversupply stuff, like alcohol wipes, all kinds of stuff, jewelry. They have textiles, like glassware. It is definitely one of the best thrift stores in our area for sure. But they do actually have a pretty decent little book section over here. So let's take a gander, see what we can find. Gosh, I haven't been here in so long. See, Says adult hardback 1, adult softback 50. It says. Water damage on these is so bad. It's terrible that they even get put on the shelf. That like they don't catch that before they put them up there. That's a good copy. It's really clean looking. That one is really clean looking for sure. Like this. Let's see. Graphics. To look that one up. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. Ooh. Ooh, cool. Special edition, A Whole New World. This is a UK copy of the Twisted Tales series. This is a great grab. Ooh, that's exciting. Favorite thing of the day. Good stuff, good stuff. Ooh, got 3 Michael Crichton in here. This is a cool book, but I feel like Michael Crichton doesn't sell very well for me. Like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World does, but that's about it. All right. Well, that is all of the general fiction type stuff in this one. So cool. I'll look this one up and then we'll grab these. Final thrift store today. So this thrift store is in a really wealthy part of our state, and I haven't been in here forever. I almost forgot where the book section was. And so they tend to have some really good stuff here. This is another store that we have just gotten a lot of really good things for our house from. All right, final book section. A little bit of wear on it. What is this? Cute little 2-book kids book set. This one has probably a little too much water wear on it. This one is also a star. Oh, so many good things already. Oh my gosh. Some good stuff right now. Make a little, sometimes you just gotta, you make a pile, you know? You just make a pile. Sisters Grimm. Let's see. Here's that book 1 of that one I just picked up. Okay, here's an amulet that I can pay 49 cents for instead of $4 for. I wish that one didn't have such a bend in it. It's just a little too much of a bend on that one, unfortunately, which is a bummer. Like I said, those like World War II wartime books do really well. Ooh. It's definitely a pickup. It's a little bend can tolerate that for a paperback book. It's only $1. The Guilt Trip. They went away as friends. They came back as suspects. Ooh, these are good. A little American Girl, vintage American Girl books. Serpent Shadow. The thing I love about kids' books here is that they're 50 cents, and that's typically what I'm paying for the most part in the bins. 50 cents for hardbacks and 25 cents for paperbacks. So I'm okay with that here, especially if it's like a kid's book. All right, I know that this video is getting long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the camera off while I'm finishing searching here, and I'll check back in and show you guys everything that I picked up, okay? All right, I did find a few more things. I found a few of these Morganville Vampires books. These do pretty well, and these were actually numbers like, I don't know, like 10, 12, and 13 or something. Like they're like later in the series. And then I got this awesome Barnes & Noble exclusive copy of Throne of Secrets. That's part of a series, and this is an example where this is book 2 of a series, but I'm still picking it up because it's going to be a highly sought after, popular, more modern reader. We've got, of course, It Ends With Us, A Million Little Pieces, and this American Vampire graphic novel. Super cool. And I think that's all I've grabbed since I last checked in with you guys. So another, I don't want to scrape it too much on the bottom, but just, let's stack it all up. Another awesome stack of books. Again, $2 for the hardbacks, $1 for the paperbacks, and 50 cents for the kids. Turning a lot of these into, anywhere from $3 to $7, maybe $8 on some of these. If they go up on auction, great, but that's a great ROI for sure. All right, let's go ahead and cash out this last bundle. I have finally made it home. That was such a great haul. I'm so glad I made that trip. If you are interested in seeing the types of books that I picked up in more detail, definitely comment below if you'd like to see videos where I showcase books that sell really well on Whatnot for me, some of the more higher value books. If you're interested in seeing some of these books for sale, definitely make sure you're following me on Whatnot. Same screen name, Resell Maven. I'm always live every Tuesday and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. That was a unrealistic but realistic day sourcing. That is obviously not something I'm going to do every day, but once a month or so, utilizing Facebook Marketplace for local pickups around me, as well as places that are just a little bit outside of my local area, I think is very beneficial when you're thinking about sourcing and having to kind of make up for the lack of books that Goodwill sometimes provides me. And for the lack of sourcing I'm able to do locally. You can only cherry pick your locations, but every so often, every couple weeks, maybe some new books will be out, but it's not always worth the trip to drive around to every single Goodwill multiple times a week because they just don't stock their shelves that often. So taking trips like this is super great. I wanted to break down that haul as well for you. It was $150 for all 48 books, which came out to about $2.13 per book, which I think is a great initial investment. $3 per book for some of those books selling at as low as $6 or $7 on the high end. Some of them could be selling upwards of $15, $20, maybe even $30 or $40, as I saw that one book went for $44. So I really enjoyed sharing my little haul journey with you guys. So if you guys like these types of videos, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you like the video, click that thumbs up button, and I'll catch you guys next week with another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.